Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 5.
An officer is recovering and a man is in custody after police say he fired at officers and into the front window of a hotel in downtown Fargo early this morning. Fargo police say 54-year-old Henry Aiken fired his gun towards them and then also shot into the Radisson lobby with a revolver that had a taser attached. Aiken then went into the hotel lobby where he was quickly arrested at gunpoint. Today, Valley News Team's crime and safety reporter Bailey Hurley looked into Aiken's past, and she found this isn't the first time Aiken has done something like this. Bailey?
Andrea, that's right. Court documents say back in October 2015, Aiken went into Bethel Lutheran Nursing Home in Williston, and that is where he shot one round into a door. Documents go on to say that Aiken then brandished a revolver, pushed women into a room, and pointed a gun at them, all while instructing them to call police because he said there were men outside following him. Now, Aiken was charged and pled guilty to 4 counts of terrorizing, reckless endangerment, firing a gun within city limits, and on top of it all, Aiken was in violation of his probation. Williston police finding Aiken had also pointed a gun at a person in South Carolina back in 2004, making Aiken a felon and prohibited from possessing a gun. Fargo police are not yet releasing what kind of revolver Aiken used this morning, but just to be sure, I checked in with Williston PD and they say the stolen revolver Aiken used back in 2015 is still with them in their evidence locker. Now, in 2017, Aiken was ordered a mental health eval. However, just what exactly that evaluation outlined for Aiken is not a public document. Aiken has yet to be formally charged, but he's expected to be in court on Monday. Andrea.
All right, Bailey, thank you. During the incident, Fargo Police Sergeant Matt Yestebo was readying his patrol rifle and accidentally fired it, severely injuring his hand. Yestebo was taken to a Minneapolis hospital, but we're told is expected to be okay. A developing story that we're following for you out of South Fargo. One man is now in jail following a drug bust near an elementary school. Officials say it happened this morning when police performed a narcotics search at 924 5th Street South. That's near Hawthorne Elementary School. Police arrested 37-year-old Jaime Urabazo. He's being held on a fugitive from justice charge. Fargo police, along with Red River Valley SWAT team, were involved in that search. Officers say there may be additional suspects and charges, and it is still an ongoing drug investigation. Some new information for you now on a murder case we have been following. A Cass County judge set bail at $1 million this afternoon for the man accused of bludgeoning a North Fargo man to death early Wednesday morning. 43-year-old Daryl Peterson is now charged with 1 count of felony intentional murder in the death of 64-year-old Dwayne Darling. Court documents filed today state when Fargo police responded to the North Fargo home, they noticed a bent and bloody metal piece of furniture. Documents say when officers arrested Peterson on an unrelated warrant Wednesday afternoon, they noticed he had blood stains on his pants and jacket. According to documents, when Peterson was being taken to jail, he told officers that he should be charged for murder. Peterson is set to be in court again in December. New for you now at 5. A Jamestown man has been sentenced to serve 12 years in federal prison for charges related to child pornography. 44-year-old Brent Braun was sentenced today on charges of possession and distribution of materials containing child porn. During a search of Braun's home, officials found several electronic devices with more than 21,000 child porn images and more than 1.2 million files of child erotica. The images depicted graphic sexual abuse of kids as young as 2 years old. Not as sunny as Thursday, but still better temperatures than we've seen lately. Here's Hutch with a look at no-wait weather for our Friday evening. Hutch?
Yeah, today we started out with a lot of fog across the area, even a few low clouds here in the FM area. And that fog was a freezing fog for areas out to the west of us where roads became quite slick. This photo, courtesy of David Hansen, south of Grand Forks, was a foggy and frosty start day. What a great day to talk to third graders about weather. We did just that at Freedom Elementary today. We taught clouds and how they're made and had all kinds of fun. And speaking of a beautiful setting sun, take a look at this. So we closed out our day with gorgeous conditions in the upper 30s. But temperatures are on their way down now as we head into the evening. And here is a look at what we are seeing across the area. Fog still persistent out to the west on the satellite, and we do have temperatures that are cooling heading into the evening hours. It's coldest in central Minnesota, where we have 20s. I think fog will be a problem once again for the early hours of the night out to the west. But here in Fargo, quiet. Low 30s as we head into the overnight hours. The clouds and fog will be heading away from the west. I'll have details on a little mixed bag of tricks for your Saturday and weekend outlook, although not cold. That's a hint. I'll have all the details here in a minute.
All right. Thanks, Hutch. We appreciate it. Moorhead Police are asking you for your help finding a man who they say ran from a traffic stop. Police say it happened early yesterday morning in the 900 block of 37th Avenue South. While trying to find the suspect, police found footprints in the snow through some backyards. Police want people in that area to review their cameras or their Ring doorbells to see if they notice anything suspicious. If you do, call police. It's time to take a look at this week's Valley's Most Wanted. Police say 30-year-old Jacob Hill is wanted for failing to register as a sex offender. His picture is up on your screen right now. You're urged to call your local law enforcement if you have any information on him. An investigation is underway after a teacher at a Fargo elementary school allegedly hit a child with special needs. School officials say the incident happened on Tuesday at Centennial Elementary School. The student was part of the Early Childhood Special Education program. According to Fargo schools, an allegation was made that the teacher hit the student on the shoulder. The teacher is now on paid administrative leave while Fargo police and the school district investigate. We'll have much more on this story tonight on Valley News Live at 6. 3 people are lucky to be alive following a crash involving a semi in Becker County. Minnesota State troopers say a 70-year-old driver from Frazee was trying to pass a semi on Highway 10 near Audubon when he clipped the corner of the truck and lost control of his car. The car ran off the road and rolled onto its roof. A passenger in the car suffered minor injuries. A warning tonight for pet owners. Make sure to get your pets vaccinated for rabies. A family in Otter Tail County is undergoing treatment after being bitten by a rabid kitten on their farm. The cat was previously attacked by a skunk. Valley News Team's Melanie Palmer talks with the experts to see what you can do to prevent this from happening to you.
He's a little ham.
Animals have always been a big part of Rachel Sandin's life. She tells us growing up, she always had a dog and one time a cat. And now she has 3 fur babies of her own.
We have 3 dogs, and one is just over a year and the other are 5 and 6.
And while she says they're not all as photogenic as this one, she still wants to protect them, particularly from rabies. That's why she says she keeps them up to date on their shots.
Our vet does both of their vaccines at the same time at the same appointment.
Rabies is so fatal.
Dr. Jackie Schmidt is no stranger to this very serious virus. She's seen plenty of rabies cases through the years. She tells us the animal most likely to carry the virus in the FM Metro is a bat. And in more rural areas, it's most likely skunks. But she says no matter what it is, tracking down the animal that bit you or your pet is crucial.
The best thing would be to try to get a hold of that animal, whether you find it dead or whether you can actually kill the animal and get it tested. Then we know for sure.
Dr. Schmidt tells us the best way to prevent the fatal virus is get your pet vaccinated. As for our dog mom, Rachel, she says she typically doesn't see a lot of wildlife around her home. However, she's not taking any chances.
You want to be the one that doesn't happen to. Getting them their vaccines is pretty important for us.
And even if your pet is already vaccinated like Sandin's, Dr. Schmidt says it doesn't hurt to come in and get them a booster shot if they've been bit. In the Fargo area, Melanie Palmer, Valley News Live.
As for the Otter Tail County family, they are undergoing treatment now, which typically consists of a series of injections. Some other animals on the farm are also being tested for potential exposure. Republican operative Roger Stone was found guilty today of all 7 counts against him. He is the 6th Trump aide or advisor to be convicted of charges brought as part of the Mueller investigation. The D.C. trial lasted for nearly 2 weeks. Prosecutors painted the 67-year-old Stone as a serial liar who tried to bully witnesses, coercing them to not cooperate with authorities. He faced charges of lying to Congress, witness tampering, and obstruction. Stone's sentencing is set for February 6th. He could face up to 20 years in prison. And also a reminder to catch Full Court Press with Greta Van Susteren this week. Greta will have a sit down with Senator Tim Scott. She'll be discussing topics such as the impeachment probe, opportunity zones, and political polarization in Washington. Full Court Press airs at 6:30 Sunday morning on KVLY. And don't forget to join us tomorrow for the Farmers Union Insurance Bison Football pregame show. Saturday at 1:30. We will be live at the Fargo Dome, taking you right up to kickoff at 2:30 on the KVLY and KFYR Bison Football Network.